How many rehearsals do you have for a Japanese concert?
It depends on the event, but we do a lot of rehearsals beforehand, and we'll do like before the shows. We go through it's called genepro, but it's a rehearsal where you do it exactly
so basically just a dress rehearsal.
The show exactly how it's done, and you probably need to do that 2 or 3 times.
Bloody hell.
So when you perform a concert, you're not just performing it once, you're performing it like 4 times.
Exactly.
In secret most of it.
When it's a big
it's only the last time that counts. Fucking hell.
Going back like a million topics, going back to because I'm really intrigued about the whole anime opening, process. How do you, so if I'm complete start to finish, how do you get the call where you're like, hey, there's a show, it needs an opening? How does that all go? And then how does the process go? You write it, I just want to know everything about it. Because I feel like we haven't actually talked about the process, and it'd be a waste not to.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the artist, but if you're signed with an anime-based label, then there are a lot of tie-ups that need artists. Right. So they're always looking for it, and it depends if you are the one that sort of offers or they offer for you. It depends on the situation. But once you sort of get an offer, or you go grab an offer, then that sort of starts into the songwriting creation, and then
you write all of it.
Yeah, you have to make it from 0 usually.
Okay.
And so that begins there. And I wrote all the lyrics for my songs, not all the melodies, but all the lyrics.
Do they give you any input on any of that? Like the anime
do you have any source material? Do you write around that, or is it just...
Usually we start writing when the series isn't complete yet. So we only get a really brief description.
So what was it like for something like Btoom? What do they say? Just like...
Oh, Btoom was actually a manga before the anime. So that really helped.
You got to read all the manga? You
read the manga, and you sort of... they also have hints this kind of song or that kind of song. And then you try to fulfill their expectations there. But Btoom, for example, No Pain, No Game, we had a lot of freedom with that song.
Right.
So they really probably didn't expect that kind of sort of
upbeat
kind of song. And so, but everyone really so it stood out in a good way. I think it stood out, and they were like, wow, we weren't expecting this in a good
I think I can speak on behalf of the anime community being like, most people, if not all people, only remember the opening to Btoom.
So is that like a one take, here's a song, I'm done? Or is it like they constantly are always like, can you change this? Can you change this? Can we try this?
Sometimes they have very detailed sort of descriptions for what they want, but sometimes it's just completely free. So with Btoom though, we had a lot of freedom, so we didn't have to adjust or redo a lot of things. But for other songs, for example, there are a couple of retakes or recreations, or there are some songs that I've written that have completely disappeared off the face of the earth.
Right.
So when you do an anime opening, who owns the rights to that song? Is it did the anime people just get a license to use it in the anime and you retain everything? Or how does that work, if you know?
It might be the label, right?
It's probably the label has the
song. Yeah, you're just I don't know, I make music.
the label has the song rights, and so when the song is used, the rights belong to the label.
Because I think Flying Dog was and correct me if I'm wrong, it's a major label that was primarily focused on more anime music. So a lot of anime OSTs and openings were usually started and owned by that record label. So I
like how you're looking at Connor like he's gonna know what you're talking about.
Well, I'm telling you because you probably don't know.
Fucking know anything.
Yeah, I'm just telling because I was reading your Wikipedia and said Flying Dog and stuff like that.
I did a bit of research.
Yeah, I did a bit of research. No, because I was always interested in as well of how I guess rights and distribution works for anime songs, because I feel it's completely different to an artist just releasing their own.
Yeah, I always wondered because a lot of the songs wouldn't blow up without the anime to back of it. So I wondered if there's a system that like there was like co-ownership or like I'm just pretty intrigued. I didn't know if you knew.
Yeah, it's very complicated. Like the rights thing is just
It just sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah.
I've always had issues like YouTube issues with like rights, and it's always a mess.
Like you know, in Japan, everything about the rights is huge. You know, like you can't say certain stuff on TV. You need permission for a lot of things.
Yeah, we've experienced it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
The Japan fucking do you have permission hell is just like never ending.
The approval chain is just fucking a mile long.
I never like there are just so many things. It's like since working with Japanese companies, did I notice I was like, oh, you need approval for that?
Because it was the first time that I experienced like taking off a label off a water bottle. To drink it in front of like media. Like in America, I never even thought about that.
Like, I openly drink Evian water.
So you know, like taking the labels off, like at events or like that is completely Japanese culture.
Right.
I noticed that the first time actually when I was watching like a Japanese TV show, and I noticed that the water bottle on like the desk or whatever was like mosaiced out, and I'm like, what the fuck are they drinking? Like, how bad is it?
Yo, is this hentai water I'm drinking? Like lolly water?
What is in this water bottle that they have to censor it?
I mean, they'll show you shots on TV, and it'll be like Shibuya, and everything is blurred. Except for like two people walking. It's like, why are you even showing this? Just like don't show it anything. It's because all the brands in Shibuya and all the billboards have to be like blurred out.
Looks like a JAV shoot in Shibuya.
It's odd because then 2 seconds later it'll cut to a shot where everything's shown, and I'm like, there is no consistency on this. I'm so confused. You know, there must be some rights going on where it's completely flip flopping, and I don't know. It's bizarre.
How did it feel like the first time you watched an anime and just heard yourself singing before the anime started?
Oh, it was really nerve-wracking. I was probably peeing my pants, waiting for it.
Because you're pretty much living the dream that I think a lot of like, especially like Western weebs want, where they're like, yeah, I can sing. One day I'm gonna sing in an anime opening. Like,
it's very surreal. It's very surreal. It didn't really like hit home until a lot later.
Yeah, because do you? I assume when you are producing the song, you don't actually get to see the animation opening of like what they put to your song.
The first time that, well, actually I did see like a sample of the opening, but the first time I actually saw the official like finalized version was on TV.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So it was probably like the same as you guys. You know?
Right.
I was like in front of the screen. I was like, what the hell?
What the hell is happening?
I hear my voice from the TV.
Do you normally